The era of videotapes was more mysterious than online videos, as there's no way to guarantee what's been recorded on a tape. In other words, there was no way to know when you were about to discover something terrifying. Number 12. This 1994 video footage was recovered somewhere in the South American country of Paraguay. The footage itself is just some kids hanging out together late at night, but the audio is completely messed up and sounds like something straight out of the underworld. More than one viewer has said they've heard subliminal messages from this video, which is little more than a series of 5-second clips pasted together. At one point, we see a disjointed figure standing in a strange pose, followed by this deep noise. I guess the sound could be distortion from an aged tape, but in my opinion, it almost sounds like a possession at times. Let me know if you agree that there's something sinister about this video, and if any of these kids could have had a spirit lurking inside of them. Number 11. The State Line Bridge connects Virginia to North Carolina, but locals call it Satan's Bridge due to the large amount of ritual activity going on under there. A YouTuber named Scary Weather made a documentary about it almost 20 years ago, and recently came across the footage again. The first half of the video shows nothing but animal bodies littering the ground, which I can't show here. He then comes back the next day and videotapes all of the weird graffiti and other ritualistic scenes, like these 5 rocks for example. If you happen to know what this symbol means, or what enchantments were being cast here, then please share what you know, and also tell me what the white paint means here, because I honestly can't even begin to guess.
So you see here 5 stones with a white mark in them.
This part of the bridge looks like it could be some sort of altar. There's a huge dark red stain on the ground that trails off into tiny blotches. Something tells me that's probably not paint, but let me know what you think. There's one last fact about this location that I have to tell you. Now, I'm not a numerical conspiracy theorist by any means, but the identification number of this state bridge happens to be 6906. If you take out the 0 and flip the middle 6, you get 3 6s in a row. Number 10. This old video was allegedly taken in 1988, then found in a remote log cabin decades later before making its way onto YouTube. An unseen cameraman is intently studying an open window when suddenly this happens. The window snaps shut just as a paranormal wail fills the entire forest and the camera goes blank. The quality of this video kind of looks digital to me, so this could be fake, but I'm not so sure. Maybe they were using a filter to make it look older. Let me know if you have the answer and also how you could tell. Number 9. This video was recorded in Portugal sometime in 2001. It starts out with a group of friends just playing around with a home camera, which was pretty much considered a novelty back then. They are filming everything in the house for no reason at all for a long time, until they get bored and decide to try and contact some spirits. To do this, they make one of their friends named Nelson stand in a circle and concentrate in silence. Maybe it's just the power of suggestion, but Nelson sways for a bit and then tumbles to the ground. They aren't sure what to make of this. At this point, neither am I. So they make Nelson do it again, as they are trying to summon a spirit through Nelson for a second time. Something unexpected happens. This time another friend, Celestino, falls to the ground and begins convulsing. When he gets up, he is no longer the same person. If Celestino is acting here, he's doing an excellent job. Look at how his shoulder blades come jutting out of his back as he stands up aggressively. That definitely does not look normal. The rest of the video is them tracking Celestino as he behaves strangely outside. They don't know what to do, but at the same time they don't want to lose sight of him. Eventually they get split up. And when the one with the camera finds his friends again, none of them are in good shape.
Merda, foda-se, que é isto? O que é isto? Merda!
I really hope that this was just a fake video. It does almost seem like the Blair Witch Project at times, which was very popular in 2001. Then again, I wouldn't underestimate the power behind conjuring spirits, so I'll leave it up to you to decide. Number 8. This tape was found under a bridge somewhere in Russia. In it, a person is riding their bicycle while talking happily into the camera. If you speak Russian, please let me know what is being said here.
Всем привет. В общем, я сейчас нахожусь под...
Suddenly, their monologue is cut short by a shrill noise off camera.
Слышите? Ёпт.
It sounds like he is asking who is there, when suddenly the answer comes rushing up to him.
Кто это?
His screen becomes scrambled and the camera fades away. If this video is real, then I can't help but notice how the mutant shriek sounds almost human. I wonder how close this video was to the infamous site of the Chernobyl meltdown. Number 7. This VHS tape was randomly found abandoned on the side of the road in Tavares, Florida. The grainy video shows a small child while a haunting song plays. Then, during the middle of the home video, this weird moment happens. If you pause during the static, you can clearly see the face of an older man who does not look pleased at all. I know that some people used to record over lots of different shows back in the day using the same tape, so maybe that's what's happened here. Still, it's weird how it happens for only a moment and then quickly goes back to normal. Overall, I have no idea where either of these scenes are from. Give me your best guess as to what this video means, or why it was discarded in the road. Number 6. A YouTuber named Stuart Drake says that he found this old VHS tape which only had 1999 written on the side and nothing more. Someone is exploring an old schoolhouse all alone, presumably at the turn of the century. The video looks pretty ordinary except for a few glitches like this one. Stuart Drake is checking out a small dead-end room when the deep rumbling sounds of electrical disturbance return. He turns around and comes face to face with something I'm not sure I even believe can be true. A lot of people swear that Slenderman is just a myth, but this video seems to say otherwise. If this tape is real and correctly dated, then this would mean Slenderman has been active for over 20 years. Number 5. Phoebe Myers uploaded this old VHS tape to YouTube sometime in 2011. Though the year the tape was recorded was never revealed, as the tape progresses, a series of demonic and ghostly faces slowly begin to appear. Phoebe Myers seems to think that the tape itself was somehow possessed by a ghost, but I'm more inclined to believe that someone was probably just taping a weird show. With that said, however, I have no idea what television station would have broadcasted a bunch of creepy faces with sound, so maybe Phoebe has a point after all. Number 4. A YouTuber named J says that this VHS footage was taken by his cousin at a family reunion. Everything looks normal until the video cuts out and shows this image. J and his cousin are sure that they can see a crazed face in the static. I always try to include videos instead of still images like this one, but I'll make an exception here because it's a pretty eerie discovery. If you look closely, you can clearly see the eyes, nose, and open mouth of a ghoulish friend looking over his shoulder. It could just be a coincidence, but then again, this video has been viewed over 1,000 times, and many other people claim to see it as well. Number 3. A YouTuber named Svenny was digging around his basement when he found this old video of the Muppet Show. He doesn't think much of it until something crazy happens about midway through.
What was that? It's called the medium sketch.
The screen goes red and some creepy music plays, almost like doorbells in reverse. It looks like someone manually spliced in this cry for help, though I'm not sure where they were at the time or why they needed help to begin with. As for what the numbers mean, I think they might be some kind of code. Let me know what it says and if anyone manages to crack it. Number 2. A YouTuber named Torrance says that he found this old VHS tape at a yard sale. Most of it is just a man walking through the forest while holding a stick for protection. There's very little sound except for footsteps and his labored breathing as he hikes onward. Later, night falls and the man is still going forward at a decent pace, maybe even faster than before. He appears disoriented and swings the camera wildly as he travels, almost like he has lost his way and is now panicking. Then something makes him abruptly stop. It's hard to tell for sure, but it looks like some kind of green sack on the ground. Then it's pulled by a yellow string across the forest floor. When the cameraman looks up, he finds only darkness. It seems like whoever filmed this was alone the entire video, so I have no idea what was on the ground or, more importantly, who was pulling it away. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released a music video for my song Sidelined, and I'd love to get your opinion on it. Tap the circle icon in the top right corner, then tap my music video to give it a watch. It's also linked in the description below. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new videos I upload every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1. In 1987, Redwood, California, 2 pyromaniacs filmed themselves bragging about burning down a family's house while they were on vacation.
This is what I've been doing on your week's vacation. I said I'm done. I said I'm done.
They probably would have gotten away with it had a farmer not found this tape and reported it to the authorities. The police released this video to the public and were able to identify the teenagers roughly 2 years later based on anonymous tips. At least one of the culprits, if not both, were connected to setting over 24 other fires, like this one in the San Francisco area. I found an old news article, but it doesn't give their names. It does say that the teens were found with parts of a skeleton and, quote, other evidence suggesting rituals and worship, though it doesn't go into any more detail than that. Though their identities were never revealed, this single piece of tape reveals one of them dressed up like a ghoul. Who knows how many more fires they would have started had one of their tapes not been found. YouTubers are always looking for the next big thing to make videos about, but sometimes the next big things find them instead. I do have to commend all of the YouTubers on this list for being brave enough to put their scariest findings online.